Go ahead. So, the term all that glitters ain't gold comes to my mind. Excuse me, I have heard it so many times. And it's true. I think you can want something so bad that it could be a pile of shit, and if it glitters, like, you'd still want it because you just really be like caught up on the shine and the glitz and the glam of it all. Speaking of glitter. And you would probably sacrifice your own peace and possibly your freedom and your intuition, like, to go after the thing that you really, really want, the thing that's glittering. And it's not gold, it's really like a trap. It's a setup designed to, or has the intention to take you down. And I guess that means, like, honestly, that it's a good thing to listen to your inner compass. You know, at least one time I thought that saying, all that glitters ain't gold, and I bypassed on something only for it to come right back around. And the second time I bit the bait, right? So, and it turned out to be something that both set me free and enslaved me at the same time. Like, of course it was a guy, but like, it was a decision I made back in the day, right around the time my system matured. So I was literally becoming from a child to an adult, and got caught up in wanting something so bad that I didn't listen to my mom. I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't listen to, and I say my mom because she was a voice of reason. And she quickly became a non-voice of reason, a hindrance, a hold me back, because it was something that I had to have. I had to have this relationship. And it was one of the biggest mistakes of my life to engage in that relationship. So if you know, like, your limbic system matures at 25, right? So I was around 24, 23-ish. And I don't know, like, the whole thing, like the women's liberation 90s type of mentality, just go after what you want, dive right into the pool of men and figure your way out and find your mate. That was a harsh reality to live through. I dove into that relationship and then had to trudge through a tragedy that happened in my life 1.5, 2 years later after dealing with said individual. So a tragedy happened, and said individual never visited me at the hospital, never visited me or called or inquired, like, after we met up afterwards and everything again. Yeah, never even inquired, like, well, how did such tragedy happen? Like, why or what or who or how can I? Nothing. And I still gave this person a pass. But we go back to the very beginning. All that glitters ain't gold. He was a big glittery thing, and I just had to have him. And like I said, it could be a glittery pile of shiznitzel, and you'll still want it because that's what you want. And I guess what I'm trying to sum up and say is pay attention to how you're being treated. You know, no follow through, lack of empathy, lack of caring for your situation, cut you off short, don't want to listen to you talk. Shifty. Yeah, this is lessons I've learned. This is lessons I will teach to a daughter of mine, a son of mine, anyone who's like, you just ain't learned your goddamn lesson yet. And you still out here chasing love. Don't chase the love, because the love, you don't have to. You don't have to chase love. Like, my support system, she was there, and due to the fact that, you know, I had a hard time. How do I put it? I guess, you know, you don't listen to your parents. And she was my actual parent. The parent that was in my home that wasn't my actual parent, you know, he left his mark. And I guess I had wanted to fill the void of being a fatherless child. I guess, you know, my father was not a present father, and which is the story of many people, many women, many men, especially if you're black, you know. So I had a void to fill, and it was going to get filled one way or another. And that's another thing I would say. No, don't rush, because you can rush right into hurt and pain and make that void even bigger, even wider. They call that mommy issues or daddy issues. Yeah. As I said in one of my previous videos, take your time to invest in your own healing. If you have issues with your mommy issues or daddy issues, take time to invest in your healing, because it will improve the quality of your life by doing so. The quality of your choices by doing so, which will therefore greatly impact the quality of the situations that you dive into or that you avoid. So yeah, take time. I didn't. I kind of thought I knew everything. I had it all figured out at 23, 24, 25. I had it figured out, like, baby. And I think that's a lot of that's a young mentality there, or even just a human mentality. We all potentially think we know everything, or we got it all figured out, or I'm this, or I'm this years old, so I know blah 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 blah. And maybe you do, but there's still more to be known. There's always more to be known. But like when you're young, like, I'm not tending to see that there's dismissal of the elderly generation. What y'all know, you're old, you know, I'm young, I know more. So take time for inner healing, take time for inner criticism, construction, take time for inner building, take time for inner love, self-love, versus seeking it out from another individual. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna say right at this moment. That's my 2 cents for today of July of 2026.